Hello, everybody. Today is October the 15th, 2012. In 10 days, October the 25th, 2012, I will have been in ministry 31 years. So, what I would like to do in a form of recognition, celebration for that day, is to do a video a day for the next 10 days, dealing with what Paul warned Timothy about the last days. How some shall depart from the faith, giving heed or listening to, hearkening to, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. A doctrine is a teaching. So what we see today is numerous devils teaching through various mega and unknown preachers. And they are teaching us their gospel, their doctrine, the doctrine of devils, the teachings of devils. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite you to help me over the next 9 days to bring forth a word about a different doctrine of the devil. Okay? And so I will start with one today. And then I would like you to send me either a YouTube message or send me a message. I'll have my email address down there for you. Send me a message saying, Pam, I wish you'd speak on this subject, on that subject. And I will try my very best to do it. You need to understand that much of what I know comes from 31 years of making mistakes. So I got my lessons down pat, because you learn more from making mistakes than you do from getting things right. So today, what I want to address is this whole teaching about how Jesus is not coming back unless we have a church without spot or wrinkle or any such thing, and that it is up to us to whip this beat up bride of Christ into shape, that she's dirty, her wedding dress is all ripped up, tattered, dirty, and we are the ones that have to get the church right, because as it says in Ephesians, let me see if I can find that here. It's the scripture is Ephesians the 5th chapter. Ephesians the 5th chapter. Okay, let's take a look at this. It's talking about the husband is the head of the wife and so forth, that he's coming back for a glorious church without spot or wrinkle or any such thing. So, how did I come to my understanding of this? From several other scriptures. I'm not going to lay them all out now, but I looked up other scriptures that are speaking about spots and wrinkles. What does the Bible mean when it uses those terms, spots and wrinkles? Well, I looked and I saw that it had to do with the sacrifice. Like Jesus was pure. He was without spot or wrinkle. He was without sin. All right, now, I'm going to say this to you. If we got to wait for the institutional organized church to be without spot or wrinkle, the Lord ain't never coming back, because that thing is nasty and dirty, and it's getting more and more sinful every day, and it's filled with all kinds. Every day a new false doctrine is being formed and is being spoken out somewhere behind some pulpit or in some book. So what, Jesus, we can't get this thing clean. We just can't. I was one of those who once thought that if I stood by and I wailed and I repented and I prayed, that maybe the church would come clean. Well, it got worse. All of my wailing and weeping, I don't know what God thought about it, but I know it did not accomplish anything. It's gotten worse. And all I could do is do what the Lord said for me to do and run up out of there. That's the best that I could do about it at the time. Now he's giving me some other plans, but at the time I just followed, I just obeyed, I just left. So what is this scripture talking about then? To be without spot or wrinkle, in essence, is to be glorious, yes. And to be glorious is to be immortal. In other words, see, when we leave these bodies of ours and they go into the grave, our spirits, our souls are without spot or wrinkle. And we leave that nasty package behind in the grave. And we are present with the Lord in our glorious spirit body. Now, when you look at 1 Thessalonians 4, you will see what Jesus is coming back for. Jesus is coming back he's coming back with the church. We are not but a small part of the church. Most of the church is dead in their bodies, but alive in their spirits with the Lord. So when Jesus comes back for that glorious church, it's to come back and raise up those decayed bodies out of the grave. When he comes back, we lose all spots and wrinkles because we are instantly changed from mortality to immortality. So Jesus is coming back for resurrection. He left resurrected, and he's coming back to resurrect the dead. And he's bringing the spirits back to call their bodies out of the grave and to change those who are alive when he comes from being capable of death to being totally incapable of death, immortal, eternal beings. That's to be without spot or wrinkle. So in that sense, the Lord can come back any day. Any day now, he can come back. Any day. Doesn't depend on us. Doesn't depend on the church the institutional church getting herself right. All she gonna do is turn into Mystery Babylon. She's already the harlot. So he's coming back for resurrection.